This is a problem that we're seeing more of in the eastern viticulture in the last few years. We're seeing more abundance of mealybug vectors, and we are discovering that we have a lot of Leafroll virus in Vitis vinifera, the premium wine grapes. So this is work we've been doing in New York for the last 5 or 6 years. I know it's becoming an issue in Michigan, it's an issue in Ontario, Canada, and it's been an issue down in Virginia and some other areas. I've been working closely with a virologist at Cornell named Mark Fuchs, so we work in tandem. I do the sort of the insect side of this, and he does the virus side of this. I provide a background on Leafroll disease, you know, what its characteristics are, what its effects are on grape yield and fruit quality. In fact, it is vectored by a number of different mealybug species and soft scale. And then I provide an update on the census survey we did in New York in the Finger Lakes, and where we found actually Leafroll is very common. Maybe 70% of the vineyards close to that had some evidence of Leafroll, and a lot of them had a lot of evidence. We also surveyed for the vectors. We found 3 species: grape mealybug, cottony maple scale, and licanium scale. All of them are known to be vectors of the virus, and we found them in New York. They're not at high abundance, but they're spread out. We looked at whether vectors were creating or whether vectors were causing spread in New York conditions. We know they do in other areas, but we weren't sure in New York because their densities are quite low. But we found for about 20 or 30% of the vineyard blocks, there was evidence that vectors were involved in spreading the virus throughout the vineyard. So that was interesting, but it says that there's plenty of cases where the virus isn't being spread, and so that's worth keeping in mind. So where's the virus coming from? It's probably from infected, initially from infected propagation material. Comes in, planted in the vineyard. We've gotten less careful about certifying our grapes and testing for a virus. So we get them established, and then these vectors, these insects, may play a role in spreading it.